welcome back to Guide to Solidworks. Now in this tutorial we are going to be having a look at how we go about designing this piston head. So we're going to go through how we look at using the Revolve tool, and from that also looking at the circular pattern tool as well. We'll look at the use of a little bit of a draft angle in our extrusion, and then pull all them different modelling concepts together to create this complex shape. This is a little bit more of a complex tutorial, so if you are new to SolidWorks, you might want to watch it before we try it, but if you feel like you want to give it a go, please feel free, have a practice. Don't be afraid if it takes you a bit of time. Sometimes these drawings are a little bit complex, so feel free to have a go and see how you get on. Right, okay, so let's have a jump in to see how we get on ourselves, and we'll have a go at modelling this piston head. Okay then, so let's get modelling this. I'm going to go from the front plane, and on that front plane I'm going to sketch, and I'm going to create a centre line straight down the front plane to start off with. Okay, now I'm going to set that centre line as the height of the piston. So I want the distance there, a dimension. I'm going to dimension that up to 86. Once I've got that height, I can rough out the shape. So the way I'm going to start this is from the bottom. I'm going to start on line here, and I'm going to rough out the outer shape first. Zoom in and just create the profile that I'm after. And it'll look something like that around the outside shape. So just create that rough profile around the outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the internal profile as well. Let's start putting some sizes to the outside first though, and we'll get an idea of where we are looking. So the top here to the point there is 8mm down, and from the point there to the top is 12mm. Let's get this outer size from there to there, which in this case is going to be 98. Oh, that changes it. 98. And I've just modified this size at the side here, so let's, that should have been 86. Keeping that at 86 there. Okay, so our inner edge here at the bottom should be 84. So let's get that set at 84. And then we're just after this sort of getting the shape of this top section here. So I'm just going to create a relationship between this top line and the top of our centre line, and I'm going to make that horizontal relationship like so, and then I can put some sizes in this outer edge here. So from this line here up to the bottom of there, I need to go 66 up. Okay, and then the same but to that line there. Now I am going down to the bottom again. This time I am going 69 up. And you'll see it's starting to space itself out. Next height is 72. Again, down to the bottom of here. and above that we want 74. So we know that's going to be a 2mm gap, so I'm just going to put that in there as a 2mm gap. Okay, from 74 going up to 77, so that's going to be 3. And then the gap in the last one is a 2mm gap again for that. Like so. Now we want to know the distances in here, so we are going to go from that line, that point, into our centre line here, and we want that distance across to be 90, so we're going to have that at 90 there. Let's just pull that in. Now if I zoom into them points, now we just need to get them all lined up. So I'm going to click the edge, and the edge point on all of them, holding control, and then make them a vertical relationship between them points. I'm going to do the same on the outside edge as well. So clicking the edge points on the outside, holding control, I'm going to make them also vertically related, like so. Giving me that section fully defined now. Now the bits that I'm left over with is knowing the distance of this top section in here. So I just want that distance from there to the centre line, and that is going to be 74. And we should now be fully defined as an external profile. Now I've got that external profile, I'm going to create the internal profile. So I'm going to come up, in slightly, up, and across at an angle, up again, in at an angle, up, and across. Okay, so let's get some sizes to this then. So this section here is going to be 34 wide. Let's zoom in here and modify some of this so we can keep everything right. This bottom section is only going to be 3 high, so let's bring that to 3. And the distance from that line is 90. Okay. Now from there to there, I want that to be 100 degrees. And I'm going to do the same from there to there as well. Pulling that up, like so. Now, I do have a height to this, so my centre height for this is going to be, if I grab the dimension tool, pick up the centre point there, and I want the height from the bottom of here, and that is going to be 35, so let's set that to 35. Should shift that up like so. Okay. The distance across the centre of here, let's get the line rather than the centre point. So the line to our centre line here is going to be 78 across. And we're getting pretty close now. So this section, this line here, is going to be 7. I'm not going to put the radiuses in now. I'm going to put the radiuses in later with fillets. But that's going to be 7 high, so I'll call that 7. At the moment here, all I'm doing is getting the shape, the rough shape that I want. From there to there, and that's going to be 40 across. And we should now have a fully defined shape, like so. Okay, so now I've got that, I can now look at revolving this shape. So I've got the shape that I want. Let's revolve that round. So go to Features, go to Revolve by space, and I can, using the centre line, revolve that round. So it's picked up the shape from that centre line, giving me the internal that I need there. What we'll see also there, actually, if I just jump back a second, you will see here that if I revolve that round, we will get this profile in here. Now I don't want that in the revolve, so for now, just for a moment, I am going to get rid of that profile. Okay, so what I'm going to do, taking that off, let's get that straight on. Oh, there we go. What I'm going to do with this shape here, if I draw a line in across here, that will allow me to remove this profile. So if I get rid of that, yes, delete, yes, and delete, yes. I can put in a line from here to here, like so, and I will be able to revolve that round, knowing that when I extrude the shape into here later on, it will just be on that profile shape. Let's give the dimension there, the size from there to there. Wants to know that. And it also wants to know this distance across here. Now we've got that size there. And that distance there should be 45. Ooh. So what have we got here that's underdefined? Is the angle of that? It's the length of that line there. Okay, now them distances are preset from that original shape, so I'm going to leave them in as the 10.59, even though it's not an exact value. The reason for that is because it does make that exact shape that we had earlier on. So from there then, what I'm going to do is I am going to revolve that shape. So Features, Revolve, I've got the centre line in place, I've got the shape that I want, and tick there, like so. Okay, so now we've got that outside pattern. You can see inside we've not got the detail in here. What we're going to do is look at putting that detail inside for the two struts that should be coming out to support the bar that goes through. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to create a section from this. So find out my front plane. So that's my front plane. I'm just going to turn that straight on. And I'm going to use the section view here. Now, I don't want to go on the front view. I want to go through the right plane there, so I'm cutting through half of it. I'm going to tick there, and now if I change the view to the side view, I can see sideways on there. Okay, now what I want to create is a circle that I'm going to extrude back and to put a draft angle on to make it the right size for that section. So I need to do a plane offset to the center here. So if I just move that at an angle slightly, I'm going to click on my right plane. I'm going to hold control on the node at the bottom and drag it slightly. That'll bring up a new plane there for me. Now I'm going to set that distance to 20 and tick the top there. Okay. Now from there, what I'm going to do, go straight on with that plane, and I'm going to sketch on that second plane. So I want to create a circle along the centre. So make sure that and that are vertically aligned. I want it to be a height of 35 to the centre. And I want the circle there to be 34 diameter. Okay. Now once I've got that, I'm going to features and I'm going to extrude that. And I want to go up to surface. Up to that surface there. Now if I just bring that at an angle, you'll see it will go straight back. Flip direction. There we go. You see it'll go straight back to that surface in that terms, but I want to put a draft angle on it. So if I go like that, I want to draft it outwards. I change that to 10 degrees. And you see now that it links up with the top and the bottom line there. And tick there. And we've got that feature in. Okay. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to put a hole through the centre of this. So I'm going to sketch in there. Grab a circle tool. Find the centre of that circle. And this hole is going to be 23 diameter. So 23. And I'm going to go to features and I'm going to cut straight through there to the other side. Now I want it to go through all, so I'm just going to click through all of my options here and tick there. Okay, so now I've got that in there, what I want to make sure I can do is mirror that across. So I'm just going to hide plane 2 because it's now not, I don't need it again. So hide plane 2. Come out of my section view, turn that way, and I've got that in there now. So if I go to mirror, and I'm going to mirror a feature, I'm going to drop down my options here, and I'm going to click the boss, the extrude, and I'm going to click the cut. And I want to mirror about the right plane. Tick that, and again we get the opposite pattern on the other side, like so. So now we've got them. What I'm now after looking at doing is putting in some of my fillets. So, first of all though, I need to create the cut-throughs for the pressure release holes on the side of the piston here. So again, I'm going to go to the section view. So if I go to the section view here, and I'm going to go on that view there, I'm going to tick that, view it straight on. Now what I want to create here is a cut through from this top point down to this bottom point. However, to be able to do that, first of all I need to know the radius that I'm going to have here that it's going to be connecting through to. So my upper radius is going to be 4 degrees. So change that slightly to an angle. I'm going to put a fillet in there at the top, and that fillet is going to be set to 4 radius, and it's going to be that inside edge there, like so. So I'll put that fillet in, which means then now I'll be able to put my cut through with no issues whatsoever. Okay, so the cut through is going to work that it's going to come out the bottom corner of here through to the centre of the arc. Now if I zoom in there, straight on, I'm going to go onto that right hand plane. I'm going to sketch on there. And I'm going to set a centre line from here, coming out of that corner. It's going to let me pick it up. Down to here. I'm going to convert that sketch there, and I'm going to use that line. Convert into a sketch. Convert entities there. Okay, it's not going to let me use that, so I'm just going to create a centre line coming straight up here as well. Okay, so that distance out there from the centre point, using the smart dimension, is going to be 45. So make sure that's set in there for 45 out, and tick that. Now from this line to this line, I need an angle of 115. Like so. Okay, and then that's going to extrude through that shape there at the top, in that top corner, and through out the other side of this as well. So from there, I'm going to extend this centre line up at the angle and close that there as well. Okay, so I'm going to offset these two lines. At the point, I'm going to offset it by 1 mil on each side, or if I just go out by 1 mil, that should do the job on one side. Like so. Now I'm going to check here that it goes all the way through. It does, and at the bottom it goes all the way through. So now it goes all the way through. I'm going to close this sketch off at the bottom at both ends, like so, and I'm going to revolve cut that around that centre line. So features, revolve cut that shape around that centre line, like so, and I should get that in place now on that section there, coming all the way through. Now I want 8 of them, so I'm going to create 4 on each side of that, so I want 8 more of them, should I say. So I'm going to create 4 on each side of that. So I'm going to circular pattern that shape. I want 8, sorry, I want 9 including the one that I've got. I'm going to use that outside shape to follow it around, but I don't want them to be spread around the 316 degrees. I want them to be 12.5 degrees apart. So I want 5 one way, so let's go 5 in one way, including the one equal spacing to there. Oh, we need to select the feature, and we're going to select that round. Okay, so we're going to go that way with 5, so 4 including the 1. So I'm going to tick there, and you'll see if I come out of that now, we've got them in there, but I also want to create the other 4 going the other way. So I'm going to come back to here, circular pattern that, and go in the opposite direction now. So I'm going to select this outside edge, flip the direction, keep everything the same, bar the fact that I want 12.5 rather than 15, and there, and tick. Lovely. Now I'm just going to go back and check circular pattern 1 to make sure that distance was correct. 12.5, perfect. So we've got them around that outside edge. Now once we've got them in place, I can put in my all the rest of my fillets. So let's go around putting in the fillets. So I'm going to section this view so that I can see inside it to do the fillets, and I'm going to go across the front and tick there. Okay, so some fillets in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is fillet, and I'm going to put a 3mm fillet on the bottom of here. So turn that to 3. Find the inside edge of that circle, and the 3mm fillet around the inside edge, and around that edge there. Okay, so we've got that set into there. We've also got a 3mm fillet on the inside of here. Which does that. So let's tick them. Happy with them now. Oh, I've missed the fillet off the outside of that there, so we need to add that on as well. So just edit that fillet pattern. That's also a 3mm fillet. So I'm just going to include the outside edge there, and the same on this outside edge here. And tick there. Okay. Now the next fillet I'm going to look at including is a 2mm one. So fillet. I'm going to change this from 3 to 2. And this time I'm going to create a 2mm fillet on this inside edge here. Like so. And that's my only 2mm fillet on here. So I'll tick that there, because I'm happy with that. Okay, the last couple of bits are just a couple of 1mm fillets. So fillet again, rather than 2, I'm going to go down to 1. And this time my 1mm fillets are going to be around the outside edge there. Oh, not the face. That outside edge, that outside edge, and the outside top edge, and the inside top edge, like so. So we've got them fillets on, and that's it for the 1mm fillets. So tick that, and that's included that pattern, that shape onto them. So the last bit now is just some sections in the top where we've got some cutouts in here. So I'm just going to go up to the top view, come out of my section view, and I've got this shape now. So I'm going to sketch on line with this top surface, sketch, and I'm going to put a circle on line with this top view. So circle, expand that out. I'm going to use that for construction to start off with, and I'm going to turn that to a size of 30 radius, sorry. So it should be 60 diameter, like so. Now with a centre line from there, I'm going to come out to 45 degrees, like so. Put another centre line in coming to this across, and I can just make sure that's dimensioned up and fully defined. 45 degrees there. Lovely. Okay, and at that point, I'm going to put a circle, and I'm going to dimension that to 30 degrees. Like so. Okay, so I just want to cut that down into the shape. So features cut, and I'm just going to go down 3 mil. So just the 3 mil there. Tick there, and we will get that cut out into the top face, just down to 3 mil. So not massively deep, just a few mil down. And I'm going to put 4 of them in. So I've done 1, but I'm going to circular pattern that. So again, using the circular pattern tool, I'm going to select an edge, so that edge to follow. I'm going to have them equally spaced around the 3, and I want 4 of them. So around 360, and I want 4 of them. So I'm going to come down, and I'm going to pick up that cut again, and you'll see it gives me my 4 profiles. Tick there, and I have my piston head fully modelled with all of my fillets in there, and also my 8 my 9 holes for my release pressure on the piston there, going through the side. Okay, so that's a full tutorial how we actually model a piston head. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Have a go with it yourselves. It's a little bit more of an advanced tutorial around using the revolve and the circular pattern, but also including a few other little bits in there as well. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoyed the content, give us a big thumbs up and like the content for us, please. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.